It's been 3 weeks now, and the attic door never stays shut. I stopped trying to fix it. After the third time, the nails disappeared. I'd hammered them in one by one, sank each head deep into the wood until my arms ached, watched them glint in the hallway light. Slept with the hammer next to me. But in the morning, not only were the nails gone, so was the hammer. Vanished. Like the house had absorbed them. No sound, no mess, just absence. The door was open again, wider than before. That day, I found the hammer placed gently on the kitchen table. Dustless, perfect. Balanced across an old yellowed piece of paper I hadn't seen before. Nothing written on it. Just the impression of something once folded tightly, then unfolded and pressed flat. I threw them both into the trash. The paper was back the next day. Not the hammer. There are drafts now, even with every window locked. I feel them walking through the house. Not wind, not air movement. Something cooler, intentional. A pressure that passes slowly across my chest, my back, the side of my face, like a finger tracing the outline of where I've been. It smells like dust and wood rot, like forgotten attics in houses no one owns anymore. Every morning, I sweep the hallway. Every night, the dust returns in patterns. Spirals, long strokes, sometimes circles so exact they look stenciled. Once, I found a shape, like a rib cage drawn out in ash. 12 curves on each side, narrow, coiled. I stepped around it. It was gone the next time I looked. I don't think it wants to hurt me. I think it wants to become me. I found a photo tucked into the bathroom mirror last Thursday. Old, faded. The house in black and white, almost the same as it is now. But the attic window sealed now, with warped wood and mildewas open in the picture. Curtains blowing out. A figure leaning just barely into view. Not detailed. Just the idea of a person. Long arms. Head too low, on the body. I flipped the photo over. Nothing written. Just a sticky film along the back like it had been pulled from an album. I checked the walls for hidden places, hollow spots. I found none. I burned the photo in the sink. It came back the next night, waiting on my pillow. No soot. No burns. Not even the smell of smoke. But now the figure in the attic was closer to the window, head raised. I've stopped sleeping altogether. Not out of fear, but because the dreams I have now feel like rehearsals. I dream in first person but from the wrong angle, looking down from the attic, watching myself walk through the house, eat, sit, stare blankly at nothing. Each night in the dream, I move closer to the bedroom. I never see it happen. I just am closer. Until one night, I'm standing directly over the bed, looking down at myself. Then I wake up, and there's dust on the pillow. Not everywhere, just where my head had been. I haven't written anything down since the first week, but I started hearing pen scratches, at night deliberate, steady, coming from the attic. I don't own a desk up there. I never went far enough in to check, but I know there's nothing. There should be nothing. Then, yesterday, I came home from a walk I didn't remember taking. There was a journal on the coffee table, my handwriting on the front page, but I hadn't written it. It described my day in perfect detail, down to the time I spilled coffee, the way I turned off the hallway light, the exact moment I hesitated outside the bedroom door. I flipped to the last page. Tonight, he will fall asleep despite the fear. He will turn once in his sleep. He will not wake when the attic door opens. It was dated for the night before. I checked the footage on my phone. I have a motion cam set up in the hallway now, not for safety, but for proof. It should catch anything moving through that door. At 3:12 a.m., the footage cuts. For 13 seconds. Then it resumes. My bedroom door is open. No movement. Nothing captured. Just the shift in space. That was the last night I checked the footage. Now, every morning, I find the attic stairs pulled halfway down. Not all the way. Not a full invitation. Just a suggestion. Like it's watching me watch it, waiting for me to take the first step. And now? The footsteps have started. Not random. Not heavy. Mirroring mine. If I walk into the hallway, I hear an echo from above, paced exactly like my steps, always one beat behind. I've tried running. It runs. I've tried standing still. It waits. This morning, I found a pair of footprints on the ceiling, upside down, facing the attic, facing the hatch, facing me. I don't know how much longer I can stay, but I think leaving now might be worse. Because if I go, I think it'll follow. And wherever I go next, it'll make sure the attic door is already unlocked. I started hearing it breathe. It wasn't always audible, not at first, but late at night, in the quietest moments, between thoughts there it was, a low inhale, drawn out like a vacuum, like something enormous holding its breath between centuries. The sound came from above, and always when I was alone with my own heartbeat. I put cotton in my ears, played music loud enough to shake the floor. It didn't matter. The breath slipped into my skull. It vibrated in the bones behind my eyes. I'd wake up with nosebleeds, a metallic taste on my tongue, dust in my mouth. The attic door, by then, never closed anymore. It hung open perpetually, as though the house had accepted that something else lived here now. I think it did. But it's not just in the attic anymore. It's in the walls. It's in the routines. At 3:12 a.m. sharp, the sound begins. The soft drag of something moving across the ceiling, from one corner of the house to the other. I counted once 12 steps. Long, slow, almost respectful. Like it didn't want to wake me, but it always ends above my bed. And then the ceiling creaks. Just once. Like weight being applied. I haven't looked up in weeks. I can't. I'm terrified I'll see it staring through the plaster. That I'll see the outline of long fingers pressed against the other side, reaching for a seam. Or worse, that it's not looking through the ceiling. That it's already inside it. A few nights ago, the footsteps stopped halfway. I held my breath. Waited. There was a soft knock on the wall beside me. One knock. A tap. Delicate. Like a finger drumming for attention. Then another. Lower this time, near the floor. Then again, behind the headboard. Slowly, methodically, the sound moved around me in a circle. It was mapping me. That's when I found the second attic hatch. It wasn't there before. Not in any blueprint, not in any inspection report. But somehow, tucked away behind the coat closet, buried under warped ceiling tiles and paint layers, was a second square of wood. Older, darker. No string this time. No latch. Just there. Waiting. I didn't touch it. I left the house for a day. Stayed with a friend. I didn't sleep, but I felt safer. Like I could think clearly again. Until I saw the attic in his house. It was a different building, different city, but the ceiling above the guest bed had a hatch. Unlocked. Unlatched. A faint line of dust around it, as if it had been opened recently. I didn't mention it. When I came back home, everything was clean. Too clean. All the dust patterns I'd marked were gone. The attic hatch was shut, both of them, furniture back in place. Even the journal I'd left on the kitchen table open to the page describing the last night's events was gone. In its place, a new one, bound in soft leather, untouched, blank, except for the first page. In my handwriting, "You left." I waited. I'm patient. Now I'll write you. Since then, the house has been rewriting itself. Walls slightly longer, corners sharper. The floorboards creak in new places, under weight that shouldn't exist. The hallway is darker than it should be even at noon. Mirrors no longer reflect in real time. I raise my hand, and for half a second, my reflection doesn't follow. I've stopped checking altogether. The attic breathes louder now, not always at night. Sometimes during the day, when I'm standing still in the kitchen, I'll hear the exhale begin, heavy, close. And the light bulbs flicker, one by one, in a slow rhythm like a pulse. Last night, I woke up in the attic. I don't know how I got there. I was lying on the floorboards in the exact center of the Space the Dustless circle I'd first seen weeks ago. It was warm there, as if something had just vacated the spot. There was writing all around me. on the beams, on the floor, on the sloped ceilings, all in my handwriting, all written in charcoal or soot. Sentences I never remember writing. But they weren't just descriptions. They were instructions. Lie down when it knocks. Don't look up until it speaks. Give it a name and it won't leave. One line was repeated over and over, getting shakier, more frantic. It comes down when you forget it's there. I haven't slept since. I can feel it now, behind the hatch, behind the paint, behind the moments when I blink too long or breathe too deeply. The attic isn't a space. It's a threshold, and something has been waiting in it. Not to hurt me, not to scare me, to replace me. It knows my weight now, my steps, my breath, my dreams, my voice. The journal by my bed wrote something new last night, even though I haven't touched it. He sleeps like you now. He breathes like you now. Tomorrow, he wakes up first. And this morning, I swear I heard someone walk into the kitchen. Before I got out of bed,